Hi, and welcome to a video not about coding itself, but about software engineering. So I want to talk about bad code. So you see it often online. You see some PHP, you see some JavaScript, and you're like, this is terrible, this is bad, why does this exist? And you don't want to associate with it, and you're like, I'm better than this. And you call it bad. And in a way, it is bad, right? But I want to dissect why you think it's bad and if it is actually bad or not. So I want to argue that code is bad when it doesn't fulfill the requirements of the client or the stakeholder or the one who is getting you to make the code, right? Because we all live in an economy. Everyone is giving something to get something back. The client, the stakeholder, whatever, they're giving money and you're giving them the code, or at least you're giving them the software. And if you're doing, say, a hobby project, you're giving your time to get better at coding. There's always a trade-off between everything you do. And I'd argue something is bad when it doesn't achieve that goal, right? So if you see these PHP made by these really small companies, and it looks like trash, it just looks like trash, I'd argue that's fine. That's completely fine. That's not bad code. It does exactly what it wants, right? It gets this company their little website. It gets it up and running really quick for a very low price, and it's PHP, so it's maintainable by even the least skilled programmers out there, right? Same for JavaScript. If it's bad JavaScript, anyone can maintain that. Anyone can modify that or just throw it away and replace it by something a little better, right? Or if say you're a beginner, right? You're a beginner, you write bad code, right? You write shitty code, your code isn't good. That's fine. That's not bad code in this sense, right? Because it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. It's teaching you how to make good code, or at least better code. And I feel like we're very exposed to all these like big tech companies open sourcing their projects, showing all this code, but there's hundreds of hours in those code bases. Okay, you're not going to be able to do that out of hand just like that, right? Like 99% of code out there is not like that. 99% of code is really bad in the sense that we usually call code bad, and I want to argue that that is not a bad thing. Though, two comments. So one is we're software engineers, and software engineers have an unwritten rule set, which is don't leave the code worse than you found it, don't introduce new bugs, and at least if you're working in a bigger company and you expect yourself to be replaced at some point, make it replaceable, make yourself replaceable, make it maintainable. So if you're actually working at a big company, make your code robust, okay? Make it maintainable, and then it's good, right? That adheres to the unwritten rules of software engineering. And second of all, I forgot. So yeah, so well, okay. The second one was say you see a piece of code, right? So what I'm arguing is that you look at a piece of code, you don't know the context, you don't know who paid for it, you don't know what they wanted. Maybe it's a beginner, maybe it's a small company, whatever. But you see some code and it clearly has a bug in it, right? You don't need to know the context. No one wants, say, a no reference exception, right? No one wants that, so you can call that bad. But if it does what it's supposed to do, if it downloads that file from a web server, or if it scrapes the wiki page with in the console JavaScript, that's fine. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. So next time, before you call some piece of code bad, consider the context. Maybe it's a beginner, maybe it's a small hobby project, maybe it doesn't need to be reproduced, maybe it's some piece of MVP code that's going to be replaced, maybe it's just out there for someone to have fun, right? Like, you don't need this framework, you don't need this hexagonal architecture just to do one small thing, okay? Or get your website running. You don't need it. So yeah, I mean, that's basically my video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you discuss down in the comments or whatever. But yeah, that was it. See ya.